And welcome back, everybody, to the Real Estate Radio Show, brought to you by our award-winning company, Security Pacific Home Loans. They're based in Pasadena, but they have offices everywhere serving all of California, specifically all of Southern California, where you can deal with people like Rafi Kalajian. Nectar Kalajian, who you've heard on our show before, is a very busy woman. We haven't seen her in a little bit of a while, but she's still there running the ship. And most important of all, you're in really, really good hands when you call us at 800-654-1628. That's 800-654-1628. And let's talk about what those rates can be for refinances, for purchases of the property you're going to live in.
Correct.
And you can get, is it up to 4 units I could live in? If I have 3 other let's say I have a building with 4, I live in one of them.
That would be owner-occupied.
That's
That's owner-occupied.
Okay, so up to 4.
Yeah, so up to 4 units. It's a conventional loan. It's you could, if you're going to live in one, rent out the other 3, it's still considered as an owner-occupied property.
Triplex, whatever.
Definitely. Okay. So 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, 3.375%. Your payment, $1,326 for a $300,000 loan. 20-year fixed-rate mortgage is at 3.25%. Your payment, $1,702, once again on a $300,000 mortgage. 15-year fixed-rate mortgage is at 2.625%. That payment, $2,018, and your mortgage debt-free on a $300,000 loan out. Super Jumbo, not a problem. Don't be scared. These rates are not going to be high. Once you hear these rates, you might want to turn up your radio dial a little bit, because you're going to want to hear this. 30-year fixed-rate mortgage on a Super Jumbo loan, 3.5%.
And Super Jumbo means big.
Big loan amounts. Back about 8 months ago, a year ago, these rates were 4.5%, 4 3/4. Today, you could do a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, 3.5%. If you have a Super Jumbo, you have an adjustable, 5 or 7 years, and your rate's higher than this or at the same amount, you might want to consider refinancing today and locking in that rate for the next 30 years at a rate of 3.5%.
Absolutely. 800-654-1628. That's 800-654-1628. You know how I know these rates are at historic lows? I mean, I know because I follow the news, but what the proof of the pudding is that we used to only give, when I first started doing this show, and up until very recently, I think, we used to only give for the people that had very high balance loans in the millions, or up to $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, whatever. We only gave like 7-year or 5-year,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to always ask you, well, why do I want to take only 7 years? Because I don't know. And you would say, well, because you're paying so much less, it's a lot of money that you're saving, and then you can decide if you're going to sell the property or you want whatever. But to talk now about fixing that high balance of a loan at 30 years because the rates are so low is a big sea change.
Well, remember, back then, these rates were 4.5% and 4 3/4.
Right, so you didn't want to fix that for 30 years.
Homeowners would look and say, if I could do a 7-year at 3.5% and pocket 1% of $1 million loan, which is $10,000, and apply that towards my mortgage for the next 7 years, I'd pay down my balance by $70,000. And that's why we advertised those 7 years, because the rates on the 30-year were so darn expensive. It didn't make sense. Notice how I'm not advertising any 7 years today, because with a rate of 3.5% fixed for the next 30 years, there is absolutely no reason whatsoever you look at any other program, a 5-year, a 7-year, or a 10-year, when you could fix your rate for the next 30 years on a Super Jumbo at 3.5%. That's the best program.
So if something crazy happened in the economy, and God knows we've seen that happen in our lifetime just a few years ago, if something crazy happened, because of our massive debt, or who knows what. There's so many incalculable things. Look at that storm that just happened on the East Coast, and we've never seen anything like that. At least not there in that time of year. So imagine if something crazy happened, you'd actually be protected with a 3.5% fixed rate for 30 years.
You're absolutely
correct. Come hell or high water.
Well, listen, who knows what 5 or 7 or 10 or 15 years from now is going to bring?
I wouldn't bet on it.
But
I wouldn't bet on these rates for long.
You're absolutely correct.
They're too low.
I would rather sleep comfortably at night knowing I got into a fixed rate mortgage for the next 30 years at 3.5%. There's absolutely no reason why I should look anywhere else.
Yeah, and remember, if it's only up to $417,000, which is probably most of the loans, your 30-year fixed rate is 3.375%, and that's no points. 800-654-1628. That's 800-654-1628. You have programs to help people who don't have tons of money to put down, but they want to become a buyer.
Yes, correct, Al. In the past, the most popular program was FHA, 3.5% down. But the problem with the FHA, and I shouldn't say problem because it's a great program.
It's a perception.
It's a great program, but the only drawback of it is that you have a very expensive monthly mortgage insurance premium, which, as we've mentioned in past shows, is 1.25% of your loan amount. So, $400,000 loan, you end up paying $420,000 in mortgage insurance, waste of money. Today, the mortgage insurance companies have stepped up and said, listen, we think the housing market in most areas has stabilized. We don't think we're going to see much depreciation. We might actually start seeing some appreciation, which parts of California has already seen it.
Yep.
Pasadena's seen it, La Cañada has seen it, Glendale's seen it, Westside has seen it. Really, the only areas that haven't really seen it, for the most part, is maybe the Riverside area. Mm-hmm. So mortgage insurance companies came out and said, listen, with 5% down, we will offer you a no mortgage insurance program. How does that work? Well, you do a 30-year fixed rate. Your rate is slightly higher than the rates that we're advertising here because it is a riskier loan because you're only putting 5% down.
Right.
But even if the rates are slightly higher than what we're advertising
you're
today,
not paying mortgage insurance.
You're not paying mortgage insurance.
Right.
So your payment, you're probably saving, instead of paying $420 extra for mortgage insurance, your payment might be about $350 cheaper than going the FHA route, and now you could afford for a bigger house.
Right.
So this is a great program. If you have limited money, 5% down, you have great income, you have a good credit score, you don't want to pay that unnecessary mortgage insurance, call us and ask us about our 5% down, no mortgage insurance special, and myself or one of my staff who are experienced, who do these loans every single day, will walk you through the steps and tell you exactly what the rate's going to be, what your payment's going to be, and what to expect. So when you go make an offer, you really know what your monthly expense is going to be on that property.
And get pre-approved. Have that letter that shows you're pre-approved. Take that to when you go shopping. You want to get pre-approved, you can get me pre-approved in a day, right?
Oh yeah, less than a day. You bring us all the necessary documents, I will have you pre-approved that same day.
You can close me in about 30 or so days?
Oh, for a purchase?
All of these loans?
Not a problem.
Okay. 800-654-1628. That's 800-654-1628.
Now, another thing I do want to mention. If you are underwater and your loan is being serviced by Ocwen, okay, O-C-W-E-N, Ocwen, and you have not had the possibility or the availability of refinancing because your debt-to-income ratio is too high, your credit scores are too low, you're completely underwater, you owe $400,000, your house is worth only $200,000. The only way we could help you on this program is if you are being serviced by Ocwen. So pull out your mortgage receipt, see if Ocwen is the servicer, and if that is the case, I want you to pick up the phone and give us a call because we have teamed up with Ocwen and we're offering a unique opportunity for those Ocwen clients. And trust me, there's a lot of them out there because Ocwen has bought a lot of notes in the last couple of months.
They're here in this area.
Here in this area, so pull out your mortgage statement. If you have an Ocwen serviced loan and you haven't been able to refinance, I want you to pick up the phone and give us a call because we have a unique product that allows you to refinance and get those rates down without any closing costs. So if you have an Ocwen loan, it's very
You're full of
important.
surprises, Ralphie.
Listen, we always try to stay one step ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So we try to offer our clients something unique that other companies cannot and will not do. So if you have an Ocwen loan, you need to refinance, give us a call. So before the show ends, number one thing, the award we won, I just want to mention that again, Best of the Best in 2012 for Pasadena for home loans. We were awarded this on October 25th. It's in the press. And this is a great award. It shows the hard work and the dedication of myself, my mom, and the employees at Security Pacific Home Loans to deliver the best products, but most importantly, the outstanding customer service that every client out there deserves.
And the great host you have.
And the great host that I have, Mr. around town. And before we go on, say goodbye until next week, let's touch quickly on these historic low interest rates. 30-year fixed rate mortgage, 3.375%. 20-year fixed rate mortgage, 3.25%. 15-year fixed rate mortgage, 2.625%. And that special today, the Super Jumbo 30-year fixed rate mortgage, 3.5%. You have to be active. Don't wait. These rates are not going to fall in your lap. We're advertising them. No. It's your job and duty to pick up the phone and see if you qualify and get out of your high interest rate and into one of these historic low interest rates that we're offering today.
So two things to do. Call us and go vote. But first call 800-654-1628. That's 800-654-1628. 1628. That is going to do it for the Real Estate Radio Show. We'll see you next time on the Real Estate Radio Show.